at this stage, which is that the atheists are slightly better timekeepers. And we're on to Richard Dawkins now. Richard Dawkins, author of God's Illusion, amongst many other books, and is himself, yes, an atheist. Charles, thank you.
The rain, it raineth every day upon the just and unjust fella, but more upon the just, because the unjust hath the just's umbrella. Not my own. Hasten to say, not my own. Fundamentalism means different things to different people, but I think there are two elements that are common. First is blind obedience to a holy book, regardless of evidence, and this is what Richard Harris meant by impervious to facts. And the second is extremism. There is no holy book of atheism, and never could be. Atheism is not a belief system. There's no catechism of atheism, no 39 articles, no Torah, no Quran. There is no book, only publicly verifiable evidence. And that's anything but fundamentalist, because it contains a commitment to change as new evidence comes in. One of the many lies told about us is that we are dogmatically certain that we know the truth, know everything that is to be known. I think this is what Richard Harris meant by don't allow the grand perhaps. On the contrary, we glory in what we don't yet know. And that's the meaning of the quotation that Charles Moore attributed to me. It's actually Matt Ridley, my friend Matt Ridley, probably his friend Matt Ridley as well, who said that he was bored by what we already know. It's not really that we're bored by what we already know, but we're so excited by what it leads on to, which is what we don't know. We want to roll up our sleeves and get down to knowing more. And that, of course, is the real significance for a scientist of the gaps in our knowledge. To a religious person, a gap in our knowledge is likely to signify something that God did. You don't need to ask questions anymore because God simply did it. We, however, admit with some excitement that there are gaps in our knowledge, gaps waiting to be filled. Gaps do not provide a license to fill them with any old stuff that we happen to make up. And most certainly they don't provide a license for any old stuff that happened to be made up by a tribe of ignorant desert nomads and just happened to get into some holy book or other. Science may not know what happened before the Big Bang. Science may not know yet how life began. But if science doesn't know the answer to those questions, then there's absolutely no reason to suppose that the answer is to be found in an ancient book or any religious text. To believe that would be true fundamentalism. In fact, if we're going to throw around accusations of dogmatic over-certainty, the boot is on the other foot with a vengeance. Even nice middle-of-the-road vicars and bishops are profligate with their certainties. They'll go into the pulpit and tell the congregation, God wants us to do X. God doesn't want us to do Y. How do you know? When did you ever hear a priest say, I think the balance of probability suggests that God wants X? When did you ever hear from a pulpit, we are waiting for further evidence?